All right, Brady, how you doing?
Doing great, Nick. How are you?
Good, good. I hear you're winning. You got too much work to do because you're closing away. So,
Yeah, I've done in the past 3.5, 4 weeks, done twice as many invoices as I did the whole year previous to that point. So
ooh, how's
um,
that win making you feel, you know?
it's feeling really good. I'm curious how things are going to go once everything opens back up. Just trying to hopefully be able to keep that momentum through. May have to pivot a little bit more, but it's feeling good. And if I can keep it going, then hey, it'll be great.
Yep. I mean, others are struggling, thinking there's nothing going out there. Now, you've been really rocking it, doing different things. You've been like making it work and everything. So, I want to just kind of celebrate that with people today and say how good you've been doing. So, when we first started talking, you were trying to figure out, like, oh, what are we going to do? Because it was like the middle of the crazy corona, but you've been
Right.
like taking action and doing good stuff. So,
Yeah,
want to tell us
absolutely.
a little bit about what you do and then a little bit about what's been working for you?
Yeah. I'm a balloon artist. I usually do high end events, weddings. I'm trying to get into weddings more, but weddings, corporate events. And then I do birthday parties as an entertainer. I do balloon twisting, and my wife does face painting as well.
Cool.
And when the Corona thing happened, it really just kind of shut everything down for about a week and a half. There was right around the time we started doing the challenge there in the Book More Brides group. But after getting into the academy and talking with you, we brainstormed some ideas on things that I could do with my business. And you and I were talking about
Mhm.
doing some classic decor, some cheaper things to
Seriously.
be able to create income to do the higher end stuff that I want to do. And basically, I don't want to
Yeah.
say having two different names to myself, but I really kind of took that to heart and started thinking of what I could do. And then I'm very active on Facebook.
Yep.
It's one of the ways where I bring in a lot of clients and a lot of vision to my
Yep.
brand. And there was a small business support group that was started here in Tulsa where I live. And I jumped in there and I started doing some of those classic deliverable style things that you and I talked about.
Yep.
Figured out some good price points on them, and people just started jumping all over it.
Do you
And
think others could do small business support groups? I really haven't thought about that.
I think you could if there's
Probably
not one in
everywhere.
your. Yeah, probably. Search for it, and then obviously, if there's not one,
If there's no, yeah.
start one. Be the admin, be the moderator. If you have questions, I'm happy to help. Tell you what's been successful for our group, but
Yep.
it's been great because somebody will be like, hey, I'm having a birthday party. Does anybody have suggestions? And I'll just jump in there and I'll be like, hey, I'm Oklahoma's award-winning balloon artist. Here's what I can do, and I'll just start, flooding it with pictures.
Yep.
And same thing, like if you're a photographer, I've seen people that are still wanting to do like contact free, like porch photography. You can advertise in those groups like, hey, I do porch photography. Here's my portfolio. You
Pivot,
know,
right? Do something
pivot.
different. Because like you and I
Exactly.
were talking, like, and like you were, I really like the decor things. I know we want to do more of the special artistic things, but we want to like income lets you advertise and do everything like that, right? So you bring a little
Right.
cash in, now you can like build your team and your system. So,
Right.
um, and
And I
eventually,
actually have this is one that I'm working on for a delivery tomorrow. It's just simple. It's like 12 balloons, a couple of curly cues, and a 13, and then I'm gonna put a few helium balloons above it. $75.
cash
Easy.
coming in, your cash coming in. I don't know who else would love 75 bucks right now.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that's great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and it's just been great. And I've really appreciated all the conversations we've had because sometimes it takes somebody else looking and somebody that's maybe not even in the industry because I talk to balloon people all the time. I'm in numerous groups. We've got a network of, I don't know, probably 5,000 artists
Yep.
worldwide. But when you're in your own um, industry, when you're in your own niche and clique,
Yep.
people don't sometimes see the things that customers or outside people see. And so
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
been great having a second pair of eyes, just examining everything that I'm doing and really helping me to kind of readdress some things. And so the great thing about this too that I haven't really even like considered yet at this point because I
Mhm.
haven't really had time to slow down. But now I've got all these pictures of all this classic work that I've done
Yes.
that
Can't
I
wait.
can immediately throw these on my site once I get
I
my
know.
commerce going. And that can be just like what you and I talked about. We'll
Yes.
have the people order right there on the site, and then it's like, hey, if you're doing something higher end, here's our contact information. Fill it out, give us a call, and
Exactly.
And I mean, it's going to be great. So
And it's so
super
simple to
excited.
set up too. Like
Oh,
that's not hard to
absolutely.
do. No, no.
Absolutely.
See, like
So
you and I talked about, I even have two coaches myself that I talk with about keeping my life balance in order, and then also, like digital marketing and stuff to kind of always like be growing and growing to the next level. There's always some way to grow, and like you said, having someone else, does it. You still do all the work. You still have those ideas. It was just kind of like it's nice to have a friend that kind of like work with you, right? So.
right, right. Yeah, I still have to have the creativity and
Mhm.
the know-how of what needs to be done, but
You
it's
got a
just
gold mine there,
nice.
my friend.
Yeah.
Your other guy, that mentor, I won't say names, but like he's
Yeah.
doing a good job, and why can't you? And then get your dream in your own way, like that's really
Right.
cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's just, it's been great pivoting and having that, because that's stuff that you don't really think about. Sometimes I was so focused on trying to get into the wedding market, and I still am. But
Sure.
we just had to say, well, hey, what can we do to get that visibility and to get you in there?
For
So
$75, I can
yeah,
get you like 75 leads through a lead ad, depending on how much it costs. I mean, I get mine for
right,
about a dollar to two. That'd be like
right.
75 more couples if you wanted just to put some of that away into there. And now you're like going because a little bit of cash can kind of like make it work. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And I am putting some back because you and I have talked about with me being such a niche, I'm going to have to drive traffic to my site. So
yep.
I'm going to be soon, once after we've got everything lined up with the website. I'm ready to start running with some Google ads, some Facebook boosts, and
Hmm.
and start getting some traffic going to the site there. So
Right, right, right. Facebook ads, don't do boosts. Boosts.
ads, yeah.
Yes.
I always
Yeah.
just say boost. I mean ads. No,
I know,
I
I know.
yeah,
It used to be the thing, but now they like
yeah,
you just don't make any money. I want to do
right,
one today in case like don't do it. Don't
yeah.
do it. It's a
No,
waste of money. So,
boosts don't get me the right
yeah,
market. Even if I put in filters and everything, it doesn't get me the market that I'm looking for.
right.
So I've had more success with ads
Well,
in that
think
regard.
about it. You're like in month one, and we have like 5 more months to go. Think about like in a month from now, you'll have a website that's looking awesome. You'll
Yep.
have like got business coming in. We'll maybe be adding those decor things on to pay for your other stuff. And then we're gonna have to work on a plan because when you have too much work, you can get
Right.
overloaded if you're not careful. So we'll have to bring on
Right.
a plan on how to build your team, which is such an important part. That's going to
Right.
be like totally awesome, let alone all the
Right.
emails and all the good stuff.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was about to say.
Mm,
You got me going with the Mailchimp stuff too, which I've gotten people reading the emails. It hasn't really quite converted yet, but I'm not too surprised because I'm kind of niche, and with the brides, I've really only kind of focused
yep.
on the brides right now. I don't think brides are looking for the niche right now. They're kind of in panic mode, but here in Oklahoma, things are starting to open back up, so it's a great opportunity for me to send out another blast here and see,
Yeah.
what happens, and go from there. But yeah, definitely, so far everything has been super beneficial. I'm really close. We set a sales goal, and I'm not gonna throw numbers out there because everybody's got different numbers. But we set a sales goal in our
Yep.
first
Yep. Yep.
conversation. I'm pretty close to that goal for this month. Now, obviously, I don't know what everybody else's cost is, but I've got more costs associated with mine, I think, um, so
Yeah. I
I don't
guess
get as
that's
much.
fair to say.
Yeah, I don't get as much profit, but just getting close to that sales goal is really encouraging. Especially when, the week that I did the conversion challenge with you, I had no orders. Everything had collapsed the week before, and I lost all of my proms, my graduations, everything that I
Oh
had
yeah. Yeah. That's
scheduled.
gone.
And then Easter events, I was supposed to go entertain at some churches for Easter events.
Yep.
All that stuff
Yep.
canceled, and then I
I
did the
know.
conversion challenge. We did our first meetup on Zoom, and then I started implementing some stuff. Found that group and just started pushing in it, and
Yep.
and everything has just blown up in the past 3 weeks. I've been featured in the news 4 times in the
I
past
know.
three
I
weeks.
know.
It's
I can't
crazy.
wait.
People come by my house when I put sculptures in my yard. They'll come by my house and they'll take videos, and then they'll go in Facebook and tag me and put the
Yep.
videos up. So I mean,
Seriously, you're
that's
like working
yeah,
out of the box and going. So
yeah,
because you pivoted, you went a different
yeah,
direction to try it, and guess what? You got
yeah.
this now, and you'll have the old stuff. Like this is gonna be awesome.
Absolutely. And I had never, it's funny because I had never done anything like these little delivery things that I'm doing in the yards. I had never done a single one of those prior to all of this. So
Weird.
it's just,
When I wrote down SOP today, that
yeah,
means standard operating procedure. I didn't
right.
spell it out, but like we need to like write this out like step by step so that you can have that young man that you wanted to like train and stuff like that, make him
I
into
get what you're okay. I thought, see, I was talking, I did the,
hmm?
I don't even think, I can't even think what I call it. I've been so all over the place in my mind,
Yeah.
but I did a little campaign. I did a little campaign where, there's this adopt a senior thing going on pretty much nationwide right now with all the seniors not being able to have graduations and stuff. And, we're really community focused. So I wanted to find a way to give back to seniors. So I said, hey, for every $250 worth of graduation decor that we sell, we will sponsor one senior for a little, bouquet and
Yeah.
a gift card to their favorite restaurant. And that's really gone. We've got our first senior that we sponsored. We're close to having to select a second senior with that.
Are you
And I mean,
capturing their emails, or are you doing
yeah,
it through a
I'm,
download page?
yep, I'm getting. So what I'm doing is
Like
I
one
do.
wins, but you get a lot of names, maybe? Is that what's
Yep.
going on?
Yeah,
Perfect.
I'm getting names, I'm getting emails, contacts.
Excellent.
I'm getting, and also people are so generous with, when I'm doing these kinds of things, they're like, oh my gosh, we will tag you, we will share you,
Yep.
and that's worth its weight in gold too.
Totally
But
worth its waiting goal.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so that's when you said SO, because I mentioned that to you in a message, you said SOP. I'm like, so I should give away stuff consistently, like find ways to
No, no, no.
just to bring it.
You were
That's why I was
jumping the
like,
gun.
so
You're
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah, I was,
like you were just going so fast talking. Like, no, I mean
yeah,
like
yeah,
whatever's working, we need to write it down. So 6 months from now, you're
absolutely.
not like, how did I do that again?
No,
So someone
absolutely,
else can
absolutely.
like. It's like the whole McDonald's model. They've got like 15-year-olds making food and stuff, but it's like it's all
Right.
spelled out like that because
Yeah.
you know.
And I'm working on actually that's one thing I'm gonna have to do and is make formulas for like when I have guys in here working and we start doing that classic stuff more frequently.
Yep.
Usually we're doing high end sculptures and I'm just like I do all the building. I'm like, hey, this is what I need you to inflate. You do the inflation. But if we're gonna get it like what you and I have talked about, they're gonna do
Yes.
all the inflating, building everything, and I'm gonna do the installation because I'm gonna be renting delivery trucks and stuff. I don't want to have them have that liability. But
Sure.
if they're doing all the building and stuff, they're going to need to know how to do it. So I'm going to need to not only train them, but have a formula and say, hey, this is the pattern you do. This is how you offset them. This
Yep.
is, this is the equipment. This is, and so yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you
Yeah.
clarified that.
In the business building section, when we talk about building a team up and stuff, there's some great stuff that I learned from a wonderful book called Clockwork, and we'll go over it and stuff like that. But it's
Yeah.
amazing stuff like that. That way, it's duplicatable all the time and stuff. But like really good stuff. So like, yeah, Brady, this is totally awesome. You're like rocking it. I just want everybody else to hear that like
Yeah.
pivot, do something different, but really what it was that you took action. It's like everybody who takes action all of a sudden like creates more action, even if it's hard work. But you're
And,
sitting there
and
with $75 behind you. That's awesome.
yeah, and the action snowballs into more action too
It
because
does.
like I've noticed that one little win and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can do this. This is easy, and it spurs another idea. You know.
And that's why it's good to have a friend or somebody kind of tell you like, hey, you could do this, because a lot of people think of us entrepreneurs in business like we're crazy, like, oh,
Right.
good for you. They got their
Yeah.
9 to 5 job or whatever, and we're spending our nights and weekends like building businesses and stuff like that. They're like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you? So it's nice to hear someone say, you're not crazy, you can actually do this.
Right, and it's all gonna pay off one day, and I'm gonna not have to have a 9 to 5 job and work on the weekends like I do.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. But they're not,
yeah,
the people might not understand why you're doing both. But I
absolutely.
understand you. I got you.
There you go. There you go. That's all that
All right.
matters. So,
All right,
yeah,
my friend. Well, good job. Keep us letting know about wins and everything. So everybody loves
absolutely.
feeling vicariously other wins. We
Yeah,
love hearing it. So,
absolutely.
all right,
Absolutely. Thank you for
cool.
having me
Well,
on the interview.
of course, let's talk soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care,
Bye.
Brady.